from some nonprofit providers, but real quickly I want to also hear from our state supporters. Ryan Kavanagh is here, and then from Brad Lander.
Great. Thank you very much, Helen. I'll keep this very brief. But you know, I understand that this is an issue that my colleagues at the city level need to solve, and they have a lot of challenging choices they need to make in setting the city's budget for the current year and going forward. But I wanted to be here to commend Councilmember Rosenthal and our great controller, and I see Brad Lander is here, and one of the other great leaders at the city level, for raising this most basic of issues. And I wanted to lend my support for a very basic notion. I have the great privilege of representing the Lower East Side and other parts of the East Side of Manhattan. And our community has, it's true, many, many people who are struggling for the most basic needs that people need to raise families, to continue to afford to live in the communities they've built over the years. And these folks rely on organizations like the ones you're hearing from today. And they rely on them for a lot of things. They rely on them for direct services, for particular services they depend on. They rely on them in some cases for some of the most basic human needs to be met. But we as a community rely on these organizations not just for those individual services they provide, but for the kind of network, the sort of fabric of a community that is resilient, that can anticipate needs, that can connect the need for one service to the need for another service in our community, that can pool together resources and figure out how to solve complicated problems. These organizations, many of which work below the radar, many of them which have much higher profiles, but all of them are essential to our communities continuing to function, to our communities being resilient, especially in what may be some difficult times ahead with some poor political choices our country made a few weeks ago. We need these organizations. We need them to have the resources to function, and we need to have the most basic budgetary needs of these organizations met by our city so that they can continue to do that. And I'm very proud to be here to support that notion.
Thank you.